It's all about being loyal and then great customer service. You got to have A1 customer service, regardless of the food. I'm trying to turn a hustle into a business. It's kind of hard to do that by yourself. So I'm glad to just hire help and just be able to get that off my back. So that way I can focus on the bigger picture, which is cooking the food and the customer service.
How's it going, guys? Welcome to another episode of Secrets to Silent Success. Today we have the one and only Chef Dre. How you doing today, brother?
I'm blessed, man. How are you?
Doing good, man. So we can jump right into it?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Cool. So you started this entrepreneurial journey a little while ago, man. We're working at Frito-Lay, some other warehouse jobs and things of that nature, some jobs in hospitality. Tell me just about the journey into entrepreneurship for you.
So the journey for entrepreneur was just, it was, for one, it allowed me to be more patient, and then it also allowed me to be understanding when it come down to the audience that I'm working with.
Okay.
A lot of the audience I was going for couldn't really afford what I was trying to do.
Okay.
So I had to lower my pricing in order for me to really, scale up to where I'm at now.
Okay.
And so, because with the audience I was with, it was like, this is a good price. So I was doing $8.25 per meal.
Okay.
And when I did that, that's when a lot more people wanted to order meal preps. It allowed me to get my name out with, private dinners and everything and so on. So it just took time, patience, and then faith with God as well too.
Got it. So to my understanding, before you went into this entrepreneurial thing full time, you were already having some meal prep client, 4 or 5, whether it was at Frito-Lay or things like that. Tell me the importance of, to you maybe, having clients. You were already out there doing it before you ever was like, okay, I'm gonna do a business, right? It wasn't like, I'm gonna do a business, then find clients. You were already having clients getting paid for it. What's your thought process around that?
So it was mainly just being able to be consistent with my clients. Once I was able to gain 1 and 2, word of mouth grows fast here in Dallas, especially for a Black-owned business. If you get it to the right people, they're gonna expand to other people or other cultures, and they're gonna be able to support my business. So having that customer and just being loyal to them and just letting them grow as you grow, then you will be able to expand to other customers. So it's just all about being loyal and then great customer service. You got to have A1 customer service, regardless of the food. There's restaurants out here or, just businesses that are okay, but their services are A1. So, and that's why they keep coming back. So services for sure.
It's interesting, man. I think I can resonate with this as well, man. I wouldn't look at your reviews. You got hundreds of reviews on Google, and no offense to the food, but a lot of the reviews about, man, his deliveries were on time. He was professional when he was catering for us. It's all about the things that's happening around the food. So I would ask you, what's your keys to having a good customer service as an entrepreneur?
I mean, just being understanding and then being open to, people's reviews on you. Don't take it to heart, because everybody has their own opinion, has their own taste buds. So if you just be able to understand everyone and try to accommodate to at least those that are being supportive or big out here in Dallas, you'll be able to expand easily. And so I was just learning how to be accommodating and just being understanding, because once I was able to do those things, I applied it to my food. Food's already amazing. And my services just A1, and then everything else was perfect. So it's easy. I mean, I learned that system when I was working at Frito-Lay and doing all this stuff. I had to have great customer service. I had to make them smile and be understanding, because, we are serving them. So that's how I look at my business. I'm serving you, so I got to be able to be open and understanding.
Gotcha. Yeah, man. Hospitality, food, it's all about service, right? It's literally called serving.
That's my number one love language, honestly, acts of service. So I love it.
That makes sense. So let's talk about scaling this business a little bit, right? So, I mean, you're doing a couple meals a week. Now you're doing hundreds of meals a week. You start doing stuff for NFL players, Key to Lead, posting you, WNBA players, posting you. Tell me a little bit about some of those stories and how it just took off, man.
So my first NFL player was a Key to Lead, and when he was able to post me, I felt like that's when other NFL players were starting to say, "Oh, okay, he's getting somewhere with this guy. I mean, he's eating his food on the story, like he's shouting them out." And it was like more than once. It was like twice. And so the fact that he was do that, NFL players was like, I'm gonna try it out too. So I started getting like Cowboy players, and then I ended up tapping in with a gym called APEC. Called APEC out in Prosper, Texas. Well, Built It for Athletics is the name of it now. I was able to tap in with the owner. The owner is K-Ball Frazier. He enjoyed the food at that time, and then he was able to put me on to the people at the gym. And so at that gym, more NFL players, other athletes and stuff like that. And so I just kept being consistent with it, and it kept growing. Then with the WNBA, that was a miracle. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
So Dallas Swings, her name is Enrique. She's like one of the best WNBA players out there. I was messaging her like for years, like just hitting her up like, I want you to try my food. Just randomly one day she messaged me, was like, I'll be needing meal preps.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've been hitting you up for a minute about this.
Yeah. And
then she finally tapped in, and it just, that connection was just perfect because my personality, customer service, and the food. And then with that, it just kept growing because she shouted me out. Social media, man.
Yeah. I know you say, it was luck or it was a miracle. I believe in you creating your own luck.
That's true,
right? So I know this ain't in the show notes, but I wanna talk to you a little bit about your persistence, because you were talking about you were hitting her up. Again, I think you putting that in the universe, you putting that in the ether, right? Whatever you believe in, I think you putting it out there. What's your thought process about being consistent even when you're not seeing the fruits of your labor right away?
I mean, if you're being consistent and you have faith, you gotta have faith. You gotta trust God.
Yeah.
You can't rush his process. If you have those two, things will come at his time.
Yeah.
And, as we get older in entrepreneur, we want things now. We want it to be at this moment, but we can't.
Yeah.
So as long as we continue to be patient, we continue to put the work in, it's going to come. And like you said, you just be consistent with it. He may not see it now, but eventually somebody is going to hit you up at that level and want to be able to use your services. So I just believe it. Even to this day, I continue to hit up NFL players or college or any athlete in this world just asking me, you want to try my meals? Yeah. And they be down for it, man, eventually.
Yeah.
So it's just all about being patient. That's it, really.
Being patient, having faith in yourself.
Having your faith in yourself, for sure.
100%. So obviously we know about the athletes and the meal prep, but one thing I thought was interesting about you is about the diversification of your services. So you also doing the at home with the spas, you got the catering, you're on movie sets. Tell me about some of those bigger clients that you have, whether it's a gym or a movie set. How did you even get into that market for doing those big events?
So with the gym, that came again with K-Ball. He was able to tap me in with his gym. And then, just me being consistent with that, I was able to use that confidence I had from that gym and be able to expand. Adaptive Training Foundation, which is in Carrollton, they've been my client for almost 3 years. Yeah. Same thing, they wanted meals on a consistent basis, consistency with the customer service and the flavors. And that's why they here 3 years later. And so just the gyms, being loyal and just marketing myself, going to these gyms, working out at these gyms, seeing if I can get a partnership with them or just get my meals into them gyms. Yeah. Schools, just show them our results on Google reviews, just really for the schools. I don't even know how they reached out to me, but I started with Bowie High School, which is out there in Arlington. I was providing meals for the football players, freshman and junior varsity and varsity. And then once I got that school, it was just like Wesley Prep, and then St. Michael's, another school, came into my lap, and then they just wanted me to provide the same thing. So I really just feel like it's the work of God, and also just social media with the Instagram. Some of these teachers follow me, some of these gym owners follow me, and so they see the results and they want to tap in with it. So really, social media has been helping me a lot with my business and reaching these schools, these gyms, movie productions, same thing, social media. Yeah. So it's a lot more of charity events, all types of stuff.
Yeah. How have you been able, from a logistical point of view, leverage that, right? So you're doing a couple meals, now you're doing hundreds of meals, you got these big events. How has it looked like to be able to leverage it? Are you hiring people? Are you scaling up? I know it probably went from maybe, once a week grocery trip to multiple grocery trips.
It's definitely
to be able to scale.
Yeah, it's definitely daily grocery trips, especially with the school, because I cook for the school Monday through Friday. So
wow.
So I'm doing that every week. Yeah, appreciate it. And then with the meal preps, that's at least 200 to 300 a week. So every Saturday. But I'm hiring. I got. So Sundays I would do my own deliveries. Saturdays I'll cook on my own food, and then Fridays I'll do my own grocery shopping. Yeah, I'm still doing my own grocery shopping. I'm still cooking, but I have help with the cooking. I hire help with the cooking, and also hire a full-time driver, so that way I don't gotta make my deliveries no more. Yeah. Now, as far as like the back end of it, like the business, I'm in a transition. I'm hiring one because I've been trying to do everything myself. I'm trying to turn a hustle into a business. Yeah. It's kind of hard to do that by yourself, so I'm like, so just hire help and just be able to get that off my back, so that way I can focus on the bigger picture, which is cooking the food and the customer service. Yeah. So I'm getting there.
No, hey, and we all got different levels to it, different processes. I think something beautiful that you said was turning your hustle to a business. I know Bishop T.D. Jakes talks about that. And we probably sing the same post. He talks about like, hey, you can't like it's from the culture, right? Yeah. That's how we grew up. We gonna hustle our way to $1, but you may be able to hustle your way to 100,000. You can't hustle your way to 7 figures, right? You got to be able to build the systems and processes. I was gonna ask you, where did that mindset come from the hustle to now, hey, I need to go and be a business?
I mean, just that service from T.D. Jakes and just listening to him, and then also my grandma. She's the reason why I learned how to cook. So she was like the plug. And so with her, me expressing what's going on with my business and everything, she's showing me these key points of what I need to do for my business as far as like hiring help, not trying to do everything by myself, ask God and all that stuff. So just learning from her, and then also learning from other small businesses out here that Black owned. They are, giving me some advice when they can. And just seeking like help, because not a lot of us like to seek for help, but it's okay to get advice from others. But as long as you can get the right advice, you can grow from that. And then also, just like you said, just hire people. So I learned to seek help instead of having to just learn from myself. Yeah. Because I can't do everything by myself.
Yeah. So I want to dive a little deeper on seeking help. I know we talked a little bit off camera about, having a financial coach and trying to get those finances in order. Tell me, what was that process like of seeking help, and, what was your mindset from what you're hearing you should do versus what you want to do?
Man, it's a big difference, because what I want to do really isn't going to save, how can I say this? The things I wanted wasn't going to get me nowhere. It wasn't going to benefit me. It may have benefited me at that moment, but it wasn't going to benefit me longevity. And we all out here, I mean, for myself and probably for you, you want generational wealth for you and your family. And so we got to realize we got to invest into better things. And so having that financial advisor and, being able to listen to what she wanted me to do at that time, I really wasn't. But now as I'm getting older and I'm getting in my 30s, I realized like what she was telling me is really important. You got to be able to pay your taxes. You got to invest. You got to be able to save. You got to be able to spend what you need and not what you want, because those you need is going to make it last longer. And so it was very beneficial. And, it was a blessing to be able to have that CPA and be able to just learn from her and budget, just being able to do what I can, because, it can get me far, especially if I, just stay on top of what I need to stay on top of.
Yeah. So now you're talking about you're 31, right? I just turned 30 last month, right? So we're in the same boat. Yeah. So what's been things that you're doing now in your early 30s from a financial standpoint, from a business standpoint, that's different? Like what are you looking at differently? How are you looking at the world differently? What are you buying differently? Probably not the shoes we got on our feet now, right? Yeah. So what's different now?
So, man, now when it comes down to, if I have, say I have a band, just I profit a band, and, old me will just go spend that band on probably like a jacket or some shoes. But now the new me, like the older me, I would just, invest into my business. If it's like buying new business cards, buying labels for my meal preps, buying things that I can use for the future, buying more kitchen time, or just saving it so that I can get my own space. Yeah. And so I just been more thoughtful about actually what I want to do with my profit, and then more so, how can it benefit me in the long run? And one thing that I really want to do eventually is be able to ship to different states. Wow. So I've just been trying to invest more into installation bags, dry ice, and stuff like that. So that way I can continue to ship to LA, ship to Atlanta, different states like that, and just continue to expand, because it's so much that I can do in this meal prepping industry. I just got to be able to invest it back into me, since I don't have capital. So I've just been more business savvy when it comes down to my finances. Yeah. And just being more realistic on what I want to do. Yeah. And not just going based off the old self, which is like social media, flashy clothes and stuff like that. Yeah. Nah, now I'm just like real chill. I'll buy some clothes from like the thrift store more than anything. Yeah. Yeah. So you'll catch me in chef pants and a chef coat. So. Yeah.
Chilling out.
Yeah, now I'm chilling. Like yeah. And with me having big feet, I just try to keep it chill with some blazers, some New Balances, stuff like that.
No, I respect that, man. It's interesting. You talked about, trying to get the installation bags, getting the dry ice, meal prep, and meal assistance is very trendy now. You got the Nutrisystems and Hello Fresh and all that stuff. Tell me from your perspective, what's the benefits for the consumer from a health perspective, and then from a financial perspective of using meal prep, of using services that you offer?
It's just so convenient. Nowadays, everybody is either an entrepreneur or just working nonstop. And so a lot of these families don't really enjoy, or not a lot of these, single parents don't really enjoy cooking, especially if it's just for them or if it's just for their child. And then also a lot of people don't have the time to cook. So I feel like the meal prep and the ready-to-eat meals, those are more convenient, and it's more affordable as well too, because if you're eating out all the time, that accumulates, and that could be like $1,600 to $1,700 a week just based off of eating out every day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah.
Whereas meal prepping, you have it already popping in the microwave or popping in the air fryer, and it's right there, $6 to $7 to maybe $10 to $11 per meal.
Yeah.
And with the ready-to-eat meals, especially when I make them, I put them in half pans. So for a family of 3, those half pans can feed a family of 3. It probably costs you about $20. And maybe like pasta with some salad and, garlic bread.
Yeah.
So just stuff like that is more affordable, and then on the healthier side as well too, because a lot of people are on this healthy journey.
Yeah.
And we are trying to stay away from a lot of processed food. Mm-hmm. And then as we go on in the years, we'll start to see like some of this food that was eaten back as a kid are now dangerous to us. Drinks that we drink in, I just saw a video on In-N-Out Burger about him being
got the
I was like, that's crazy.
Could call cancer. Walking out of In-N-Out.
And so I was just like, people are starting to see the harm that these industries are doing to us, and so they want to be on the more convenient. Yeah. And so with me being fresh and organic and never frozen, I'm always providing like the best ingredients and always providing the best services. And then also you can see the nutritional facts on my website for each meal. Yeah. And people love that. And so if I'm doing it for meal prepping or if I'm doing it as a private chef, it's best to just go it that way, because it's, it's going to save you in the long run.
Gotcha. No, that's amazing, man. I think I don't want to just make it about the culture, but for our culture, what are we talking about from a financial standpoint and from a health benefit standpoint? Like, bro, that's the best of both worlds. Like,
it is very convenient, like you said.
It is convenient.
We're always working. Yeah,
we're always working, man. So I think that's amazing. So what's next on the horizon? I know we talked a little bit off camera, but what's next for Chef Dre?
So next for me is really just being able to provide more meals to more gyms. So I want to be able to get my own little refrigerator, like just buy a bunch of fridge. So that's why I'm investing back into my business. Buy a bunch of fridge. Go up to these gyms, if it's APEC, if it's Built It, if it's self-made, if it's Evo. Have you heard of Evo?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or Equinox. Like, I want to go to these gyms and be able to like, look, I got this great service. I provide the refrigerator. You charge me what you need to, but just let me provide these meals for your gym, and that way you can bring in more clients to your gym, because you got meals, you got the fitness, maybe you got a physical therapy, whatever. But just provide more meals to gyms, try to get more schools underneath my belt, and provide healthier meal options for these kids. Because, growing up, we had fried chicken sandwiches, like chili cheese fries, all that stuff. But for these schools I'm cooking for, they getting baked chicken, they getting healthier style, just dinners and lunches. And so get more schools, get more gyms, and be able to probably get into these hospitals and retirement centers as well, too. Just provide a healthier option for people that really need it. Yeah. And so that's very important for me in my business. Obviously, get a storefront and then just franchise with that. Yeah. And then just be able to just go from there and just live. Eventually, at the end of the time, by the time I'm done, I want to be able to travel and just eat for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Now that sounds good, man. Travel, eat, and work out. Hit some workouts.
Workout, of course. Work out I got to work out, man. That's very important, because if I didn't work out, I don't think I'll be able to live the lifestyle when I live now, because I used to be really big. I used to be 300 pounds, man.
Wow.
And so
that's amazing, brother.
I changed my eating habit just from eating cleaner, which is why I did the meal prepping, and eventually just started working out more. I got a trainer now, and it's amazing just with the results and stuff I've seen so far.
So outside of working on the movie sets, with the schools, with the gyms, you also do a lot of charity work. I know we got Thanksgiving coming up. What's some of the things you got planned?
Yeah, so I'm actually having a charity event on November 11th, me and my homeboy Tariq, and we'll be doing a panel where a couple of entrepreneurs just talking to a bunch of people, and I'll be providing meals, and all you have to do is just donate to our nonprofit. Those proceeds we'll use to provide meals for people on Thanksgiving. So me, him, Noel, which has his own bakery, will be providing Thanksgiving dinners, to the Dallas DFW area. Awesome. I'll be making like probably turkeys, some mashed potatoes, green beans, whatever, and just pass it around to the people in need. I want to be able to do that with him, but I also want to be able to do more community service. So if it's Christmas, if it's New Year's Eve, or just on a daily basis, I'm always trying to give back to the community and by feeding them. So, giving back is very, very humble on me, and I would never change that about myself at all.
Yeah, congrats to you, brother. So this is called the Secrets of Silent Success podcast, man. So you've already done some amazing things with NFL players, schools, movie sets, all of that. I would ask you, Dre, what's your secret to success?
Honestly, I always tell this, and I say this to everybody, man. Trust God and then also have a business plan. You trust God, pray, talk to God about that first and foremost, and be able to just stick to your business plan.
Yeah.
Focus on the bigger picture, and you'll get anything you want once you are dialed in. And at the end of the day, you can celebrate and enjoy your life. But focus, because at the end of the day, it's just you. And ain't nobody else gonna take care of you besides you. You can pray to God, but he ain't gonna take care of your bills.
Yeah.
So focus on the bigger picture of life, like for
Okay, I did the work. Faith without works is dead. Yeah, put the work in.
You got to.
Appreciate you, brother. This is fun. We'll do it again sometime, man. Appreciate it.